welcome to Edmond Spotlight. I'm Anita Berry, and with me today is Derek Turner. Derek is the owner of Turner & Company, which is a residential and commercial development company here in Edmond. Derek, thanks for being with me today. Appreciate your time. Your company's name seems to be on a lot of the premier developments around Edmond right now. See your signs all over town. Can you tell me a little bit about your company?
Turner & Company was started in 1970. It was actually a company my parents started. We do residential development, commercial development, we construct office buildings, and we have 3 companies that actually build homes. So we kind of do all the facets of real estate in the Edmond market. We do some work in the northwest Oklahoma City area. But we've been here for quite a few years.
Awesome. Well, tell me about some of the residential developments you're working on right now.
Our primary developments right now are Coffee Creek, which is coming close to being completed. It was one of our larger developments. We have Stonebridge, which is on Boulevard between 33rd and Memorial Road. We have Covell Village, which is out by Covell and Kelly. We're working on some larger projects east of the highway too, around the lake, Chitwood Farms and the Territories and Sweetwater are several of the ones that we're working on out there right now.
Okay, so you kind of have things all over town. Like if people want to live in West Edmond, East Edmond, North, South, you have things pretty much all over.
Very much so. One of the things that we've noticed with Edmond through the years, when we moved here, this was the building that we started in that we're filming in today, and the city has really changed since then. It used to be Edmond was kind of all one town, but really have quadrants of Edmond, and it kind of started with the division of the high school. But there's things that you'll hear people, they'll say, I only want to be in Southeast Edmond, I only want to be in North Edmond, I only want to be in West Edmond. And so we kind of diversify our products into those different areas because it's a larger community now, and it's not like it was when we started here, and there were 18 or 19,000 people living in the town. So
right. I also hear a lot of people say, I don't want very much yard to take care of, or I want to live on an acreage. You have things for those people too.
Oh, we
right?
do. That's the huge trend right now because there are still people that want the acreage. There are still a lot of acreage properties available. Most of the things that are east of I-35 are acreage because of the zoning requirements and things there. But there's a huge move on right now to smaller. People are in this economy especially are looking to have less home. And they're kind of realizing that they don't need as much home. If you start looking at the trends of how big homes have gotten through the years, the average home size has dramatically gone up in the last 20 to 30 years. And so I think a lot of people are getting back to kind of the basics and do we need all this room? And they especially don't like to mow the grass.
Okay. Well, let's highlight some of your newer developments that you have going on right now, because your company does, I think, some of those beautiful developments and properties in Edmond. And you mentioned Stonebridge. Can you tell us a little bit about that and kind of the amenities there?
Stonebridge was an unusual project because we were able to incorporate 4 different living styles plus a commercial area. It has an office park to the front of the project that you kind of enter through the office park, and the businesses there. There's a dentist and an eye optometrist, and there's a bank, and the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has their headquarters there. And then as you go back further in the neighborhood, we have residential projects that cover products that are designed more toward a couple that has no children at home to homes that there may be 3,000 square foot houses that their families are there. And then we have a product that's kind of a Edmond's entry level product that's going to be in the $175,000 to $200,000 range. And in our 4th area in there, we actually incorporated a multifamily project with that. And a company out of Tulsa, Case and Associates, built a large complex there that's surrounded. We have a lake that it surrounds. And so it's in a great location because of its accessibility to Oklahoma City. We are a half a mile from Memorial Road. You can get on the Turnpike, you can get on Broadway Extension very easily. So we get a lot of people out of Oklahoma City they're looking to be out of way a little bit, but they don't want to be way north of Oklahoma City. It's different buyers, but it's been a good area for us.
Right. Well, great. Well, it is a beautiful place. And then I want you to gush on one of my personal favorites, the Territories.
Tell
us about that one.
The Territories is an interesting one. It is Territories is east of I-35 on 15th Street. It was kind of a fun project. My wife and I wanted to come up with something unusual and different. We spent a lot of time in Colorado, and we found an entrance there that we really liked. We found some concepts of some things that we really liked, and we thought we want to bring that here and see if we could reproduce it. So I brought a couple pictures back, and I threw it on the table of the great people that work for me, and said, go figure out how to do this. And they did a great job. They came up with some really interesting things. But we did it all with log. There's 26 lots in the neighborhood, and they're between 2 and 3 acres. So we wanted something to be fairly rustic, and we brought in Pitzer's landscaping that did the design and layout for us, and dug the lake and the ponds and all that. And then we had a fence company, Superior, came in and did all the fencing. But we ended up using all major tree logs that came out of they were fir. They came out of British Vancouver, and then we trucked in 600 tons of rock from Colorado, river rock from Colorado, and basically built a Colorado type entry with the large beams, and even the entry box. It's a gated community. Even the entrance box is set inside of a log that was hollowed out, and the entry box was set inside there. So it was pretty interesting. What was really cool is that we didn't build any of that off a set of plans. They did it all. They just kind of laid it out based on pictures, and they built it inside. All those logs that everybody sees that are really neat stacked up are actually steel reinforced beams inside there, so they were all hollowed out by hand.
Wow.
The interesting thing is how many people are there taking pictures constantly.
Yes.
Constantly.
Yes.
I think there's more senior photos that have been taken there than at anywhere in town.
Yes, I was going to say I was glad you brought up the entrance, because it's hard to drive by there and not catch a family or senior pictures or something being taken there. We've actually taken our family pictures there. So
good.
Thank you.
Well,
Y'all
good.
did it's a beautiful, the whole neighborhood is beautiful, but
Good.
the entrance is just fabulous. It's elegant without being overdone, and it's
That's
a
where we wanted it.
beautiful, beautiful neighborhood.
Another one of the neighborhoods that we're doing a lot of work in is east of the lake. It's Chitwood Farms. It was actually a joint venture we did with the Chitwood family and ourselves in the development. Chitwoods owned the land that was where the lake is, and they had a big dairy farm there, and they ended up relocating, but they kept this piece of land, and it was a 320-acre tract of property, and we took 100 acres out of the middle of it that was an old, it was a uncultivated prairie, which in Oklahoma is very rare. Yeah. It even still had the old buffalo wallows in it, and we turned that into a land conservatory and donated it to a group that basically holds land like the National Land Conservatory. So that area will always be left as an open prairie. We take they take the grass off of it, but it's a neat concept with it. We had a guy in our office that came up with some great ideas on that. And there's multiple size lots, and there's a big 10-acre lake there. So it's a very the clubhouse and pool looks like an old barn.
Oh, wow.
But it was interesting when the family said that this was the stone dugout that my father was born in.
Wow.
When there's that kind of history and they come
Yes.
back, it's really pretty neat.
So if somebody is interested in getting in touch with you about looking at property, or if a builder is interested in getting with you about wanting to work with you, what's the best way they can get in touch with you?
Best way is through the internet, through our website, turnerandcompany.com. All of our projects are on the website, and links to all of our builders are there also. They can also call the office, 405-348-8000, and we'd be glad to help them.
All right. Great. Derek, it was great to have you today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And if you'd like more information on Derek's developments, you can go to turnerandcompany.com or visit us at edmondspotlight.com. Thanks for joining us.